Welcome to Smart Money. Today we're going to cover whether you should choose a traditional 401k or a Roth 401k when given your option by your employer when you sign up for a new job, or you're transferring jobs and your old company didn't used to offer it, or you're starting out new and this is the first time seeing this information. So when I got my first job and they offered me a 401k, I didn't know what was the difference. I didn't really know what it was meant to do. And I didn't know whether I should have chosen the traditional 401k or the Roth 401k. Either one they're considered retirement savings accounts. So it's a great way to build a nest egg for your retirement when you're no longer able to work. So it's something people should be taking advantage more of. Let's start with the similarities. So the similarities include they're both retirement savings accounts, which means that you have the option at work, if your company provides you one, to put money every month or out of every paycheck into that retirement savings account. So you are able to contribute a certain percentage of your paycheck. Plus, a lot of companies have or provide you a match. That is, they have a requirement saying if you contribute 6% of your paycheck, they will give you 3% back. The industry average is 3%, so that's what most companies do. So say if you contribute 7% of your paycheck, 3% goes into, with the company match, you'll be putting away technically 10% into retirement. The difference between this retirement savings account, the 401k or the Roth 401k, and a traditional checking and savings account is that this money, depending on where you choose to invest, it's actually invested in the stock market, whether it's single stocks, which I don't advise people to do, or preferably good growth mutual funds. So it doesn't seem like a lot, but this money is technically it gets invested in the stock market, and the average 401k return has been between 7 and 8% over the last 30 to 40 years. That is primarily because people put money into bonds, which are a little bit more secure, and they put money. Some of the money goes to bonds and some of the money gets invested into the stock market, compared to whether if you were to put the money into an S&P 500 index, which tracks the largest 500 companies in the nation. Over the last 30 years, it has averaged about 10.06% in return. So compare that to your regular checking account, which the current interest rate is almost zero. How are these accounts similar? So these accounts are similar in the way that you put money every month, and that money, where you choose to invest it gets invested into mutual funds, and it gives you a certain percentage back. And you ideally never want to cash out this retirement account and want to have it sit there for as long as possible. The differences are, in a traditional 401k, it's getting a tax advantage now. And what I mean by that is, we're gonna start with a quick example. Say if you invested $1,000, or you put away $1,000 for your retirement as a one-time thing. If your income was $50,000 this year, you will not pay taxes on that $1,000 because it will be tax deferred income. So you'll be paying taxes on $49,000. Now, in a Roth 401k, you will pay the taxes up front on that $1,000. So you'll be paying, if your income is $50,000, you'll be paying taxes on the $50,000. So when you put the money in, the difference between the tradition and the 401k, it's the taxes on the amount that you put in. So in this case, $1,000, say assume you're paying 20% tax, you're in the 20% tax bracket, that will be around $200. However, the big difference occurs when you take the money out of the account. Now we're going to cover why putting money in a Roth 401k could have such a positive impact compared to traditional 401k. I'm going to walk you through a quick example of how this money could have it could be such a positive thing to be putting money into a Roth 401k. So say when you're 25 and you get your first job, we go back to the same example that you only put $1,000 ever in this account, which you shouldn't, but just to keep the numbers easy, say you put it in $1,000. $1,000, and when you're 25, and when you retire, you're getting ready to take out the money. If you invested that money into an S&P 500 index fund, which tracks the overall stock market, the average return over the last 30 years, including all the ups and downs, whether the 90s kind of recession, the 08 crash, the coronavirus, stock market adjustment we had in March 2020, the current uptick that we're going through at the moment. So once you factor in all the good and the bad years, it has averaged around a little bit higher than 10%. So to keep the numbers easy, we'll say it averaged 10% over the last 30 years, which is done a little bit better, but we'll keep it at 10%. So say if you invested $1,000 from age 25 to 65, and you got 10% back every year, that money would have grown over to $45,000. So that is big. That is a significant jump, right? The difference is if you were to put the money in the traditional 401k. Remember, traditional, that means you're getting the tax benefit now. So you didn't pay taxes on that income, on that $1,000. So whenever you take it out and it grown to $45,000 40 years later, you'll be paying taxes on $45,000. So if we assume the same at 20% tax bracket, you'll be paying around $9,000 in taxes. In the Roth 401k, remember, you already paid the taxes up front. So everything that money and that money grows tax-free. So whenever you take out your $45,000 40 years later, all that money is for you to keep, so you don't give Uncle Sam any more of your money, which is, nobody wants to do that, right? So the tax implications is different. So the way I see it is, would I rather pay taxes on $1,000 now or $45,000 later? I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather take the hit up front. And the main difference between a traditional 401k and a Roth 401k is that when you put money in a traditional, you're getting the tax advantage now, and you get taxed on all of your earnings down the line. Compared to a Roth, you get taxed up front, but the money grows tax free. So you get to keep all of your earnings. So in this example, in this video, please like and subscribe. It will really help our channel. And if you know someone that will get value out of this video, please share it with them. Thank you. Appreciate it.